Good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 8 of the Whiskey 6. Thanks for being here tonight. Glad to have you. We've got an awesome show for you tonight. Great guest, and the gang's all here, except for one, because as always, he's having audio issues. But we're going to bring our panel in tonight and get things going. And we'll start with, let's see here. How about we start with Ben from the Bourbon Note. Ben, what is up? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. What are you drinking
Happy
tonight?
to be here for another Whiskey 6. I'm going no booze tonight. So I'm actually having a non-alcoholic beer in a frosty mug.
Okay. All right. That's an interesting choice. Okay. What kind of non-alcoholic beer is it? Is it Heineken?
Like a Busch. No, it's Busch. So it's like a Busch Light non-alcoholic.
Even better. Even better. Excellent. Cool. Well, let's get everybody in here and we will get started. How about next up, Myron from the Bourbon Drop? Myron, what is up,
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Just sitting here sipping a little bit of Elijah Craig toasted rye.
Ooh, nice. I haven't had that one. It's good.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Is it? I've got the review coming out tomorrow. Is it $30 better? We'll find out.
Okay. All right. Excellent. All right. How about we bring in Sean from Mash and Metal? Sean, what is up?
Cheers, people. Good. Also, many negative faces at Ben's drinking choice, but that's okay. We love him anyway.
It's all right. It's all right. Bastards! Ben, you get one of those. You get one. One per month, let's say. One per month.
Sounds good.
But that alcohol part really just anyway. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. You know, somebody has to be healthy. I am sipping on B524, and I can report that it is a bourbon, and that's about all I can say about it.
That's all you're willing to say?
Yeah, it's you can drink it, and it's bourbon. There you go.
Can you confidently say it's better than A124?
I mean, A124 I liked all right. Of course, we won't get into the weeds, but I think you had a bad batch and I had the good batch, but that's a whole other thing. Laser codes, we're not going to do it right now.
I think we got to swap samples to be sure. We got to swap samples.
We're talking Elijah Craig, not larceny then?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, B, I think A is better than B, but
really?
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. All right. We're gonna have to definitely swap samples and test them out because mine is dog shit. So
fair.
All right. And finally, so Bobby was working on some audio issues as per usual. So we're gonna pop him in whenever he is able to get on. So until then, let's bring in our guest from the Bourbon Wrench, Trev. How is it going, Trev?
Let's freaking go, dude. I'm glad to be here. I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know, I've been super excited for this because I feel like last week's planning stream, I was already dishing it out. And I was like, man, I gotta hold back because I'm about to fire all cylinders before this is not even the stream.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's pull it back a little bit. Save some for tonight.
That's right. I
We
said
got
in
a lot to talk about.
I said in a couple different places that we had our planning stream, and this dude is ready to go. So
I'm freaking ready, man.
He's
I'm
done.
having a good time. It's been have you guys ever had one of those weeks? I literally thought like right now it feels like I'm going live on my stream on Friday. It's been such a long week. It's only Wednesday.
And it's only
I
Wednesday.
barely
Yeah.
make it.
I usually don't get those in the summer, but once the school year gets going, it's pretty much every week. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That's kind of the reason for the NA beer tonight. I figured I did work some overtime today, and I've got 5 a.m. overtime tomorrow, another 11, 12 hours. So I figured I'd keep it. This is my my grandpa on duty non-alcoholic beer that I keep her on for when I'm sitting on the porch with my granddaughter, and I want to have a beer, but I'm on grandpa duty. So
hey, I'm not even going to judge. I've had those. You said that was the Busch, right?
Yeah.
Probably my least favorite non-alcoholic beer. But it's my favorite because you get more of them. It's just like all things
That's why
Bush. They're cheap as piss.
Yeah, that's why I bought it.
Look, I got not because I'm doing that, but just because I wanted to drink water. But this is hoppy water. It's just like
Nice.
beer flavored water.
Cool.
There you go.
That's what Bush is.
This is better though. That's
Same
what's
thing.
It's like Basil Hayden's that's bourbon flavored water.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there you go.
Well, I bought the Bush version because I was just at Walmart and I wanted to pick something up just to it scratches the itch for like a cold beer enough if you don't want the booze. And I was gonna buy like some Budweiser or something else. The freaking Budweiser stuff at Walmart, the NA stuff is more expensive than the actual beer for whatever reason. So this is the only one that was actually cheaper than just buying a 12-pack of beer.
No joke. If you're into that kind of stuff, it's more expensive. But if I'm going to be drinking no alcohol and beer, like
Yep.
I'm going to spend a little more. And the Athletic Brewing is probably the best I've found.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Pretty good. It tastes like a freaking beer. And like a Bush. It doesn't taste like good beer, but
Gets you close enough.
it's convincing enough.
Okay. Yeah, I think we have our 6th member backstage. Let's see.
Okay.
There he is.
Nope. But you look great though, Bobby. You look great.
Yeah. You look like $1 million, Bobby. Hold on. I'm going to see.
Yeah, it's axe time.
Dude's about to just axe his microphone in half.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Bobby. It doesn't say you're muted, but
Yes.
all right. She'll put you backstage. See what you can do, Bob.
I mean, is it
All
not
right.
something in his settings that you just?
Yeah, I don't know.
We never know. We never know, Trev. We never know.
Well,
I think it's a whole new audio setup every time that he just sets up 5 minutes before we go live.
It's probably
has a lot of
something's
faith in
not
it.
plugged in.
Bobby's always hoping it's plug and play, and it never is.
Yeah, he's got a lot of faith in his
That's
technical
what she
skills
said.
to set up a brand new system right off the bat. So
Nice, Ben.
okay, so guys, we talked about a few different things on the planning stream, but one of the things that we kind of brought up had to do with allocated bottles. And if we're seeing it, the two things we kind of talked about went hand in hand. We talked a little bit about the availability of allocated bottles and are they loosening up? And I thought since we're all in a different part of the country, we can all kind of give a mention for what we're seeing, because I think I know I'm seeing something a little different than some of you. And then kind of in tandem with that, we'll get to prices coming down, staying the same, going up. So let's start with allocated bottles. I will go last, but I would just like to kind of hear from you guys, and maybe, people like the hunting video. So maybe this is like an audio hunting video where we can talk about what we have around us. But like, what are you guys seeing allocated bottles wise? Are you finding more on the shelves? Are you finding them easier to get a hold of? Or is it still pretty tight around you? We'll start with you, Trev, since you're the guest.
I would say, at least around where my hunting days of like spending a lot of time actually going out and freaking putting the hours in gas mileage in has gone way down. But I frequent my local liquor store a lot, and I'll say everything's been literally the same. And even the raffles, that's pretty much the only place I'll ever see an actual allocated bottle is a raffle, but the number of bottles has not increased.
Mm-hmm.
But the number of people showing up to the raffles has more than quadrupled.
Okay.
I will also say though, like, there's stuff that I used to not see sit on the shelf that sits on the shelf, and then there's stuff that I used to see on the shelf that's not on the shelf. So, like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof for one, I used to get it all the time. I haven't gotten a single one on my own in 2024. So
No kidding.
it's just weird crap that's just going on. Like, I don't know if it's my market in particular, I honestly think, though, with the actual allocated bottles, I think it's an oversaturation of everyone's force feeding rare stuff in right now. And how many of those can you get?
Just curious, Trev. You said there's some bottles that you didn't used to see that you are now. Like, what are you seeing that you weren't before?
I said that as if I had one on top of my head.
Sorry, I guess I put you on the spot here.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not, dude. I freak if I know if this one. Well, okay, here's one. I used to not be able to get like Knob Creek 12. I don't think that was ever allocated, but now it just sits there.
Okay,
just random stuff. Like, I wouldn't say. It's not like you're walking in and I'm seeing an Eagle Rare sit there. And as a matter of fact, I'm in the store today and I heard a guy walk up, ask if they had Eagle Rare, and they said no, and he just turned around and walked away. Like, he didn't even look at the store. So
the tater.
Yeah, and I literally overheard them. And then, like, one of the workers who knows me walks by and just, like, patted me on the shoulder, and he's like, that guy. And I'm like, hey, do you got an Eagle Rare for me? But, you know, just random stuff. I don't know. I think things come in waves. And, I don't know. I'm hoping. I really don't know what I'm hoping. I don't know if this wave's really going away or not. But at least around where I'm from, I'm really not seeing really much of a change. But then again, it was never that bad anyway. You don't see allocated stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Myron, what about you? You just had a drop in Virginia, but is that really the only time you get to see allocated stuff by you?
Yeah, so I can see a lot of the allocated stuff, but in Maryland, for the most part, they're at museum prices. But the allocated stuff in Virginia, they changed how they do their allocated drops. So now they don't give any notifications. You just walk in the store. If it's there, it's there. But Virginia is kind of weird because, like, at one point they had Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond on the allocated list. They had the benchmark stuff on the allocated list. Now they've taken the bench. Larceny was never on the allocated list. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is always on the allocated list. But I am seeing a lot more of the Heaven Hill Bonded. I'm seeing a lot more of the benchmark. And, you know, as a reverse to what Trev was saying, now that we can just walk in and see it on the shelves, I am seeing a ton of Eagle Rare. So even when they dropped the Russell's 15 that I missed out on, they still had a ton of Eagle Rare days later, up to a week later. So I guess it kind of also depends on your state, because the stores by me in Maryland always have Knob Creek 12. Like Trev was saying, that's not necessarily on the allocated list, but those are harder to find bottles. But certain stores, I can just walk right in and always see it on the shelf.
Yeah.
But a lot of the Woodfords, I am seeing a ton of those on the shelf.
The batch proof or whatever.
Yeah, the batch proof ones, the Thor hammer, as Jason C calls it.
Well, you know, even just to add to that, like, that's a bottle I have never seen. I don't know if I've even seen one of those in a raffle around here. I literally don't think we get an allocation of that at all.
Wow.
Interesting.
I mean, that's how little I've seen it, you know?
See, you would think at this point that would be more plentiful, because I think a lot of people are onto that one where they are not going to pay the price for that one. Like, I have, my impression is there's a lot of that sitting around in places.
I almost have FOMO.
That's what makes me think we don't get it.
Yeah. Okay. Sean, in the Mecca, I will tell you, when I went there a year ago, I was super disappointed. What are you seeing around you?
Yeah, so to your point, I am in the Mecca. For those that don't know, I am in Kentucky. So what I have found is that trends that start in Kentucky usually spread around across the rest of the country within 6 months or so. So good news, me and Ben actually this weekend hit every store locally, which is like 9 stores. And I saw the most E.H. Taylor barrel proof I've ever seen. There was at least one bottle at every store we went to, which is incredibly unusual. I mean, usually there would be one at the museums and they just sit there for like a year. The prices are still outrageous. The cheapest we saw was $400. The highest, I think the highest was $7. I think it was $7. And that's the reason I bring that bottle up is because that's still like kind of one of my unicorns. But I mean, I've had samples many times, but I've never owned one. But the trend I'm seeing is that allocated bottles are around and the prices are coming down. They're just not coming down to prices that are really reasonable yet. Yeah. So, I imagine that will start spreading to other states soon. Because I mean, it was the most allocated stuff I've seen. I mean, specifically Buffalo Trace, just lots of H. Taylors, single barrels, barrel proofs, the ryes. You hardly ever see the rye. That was one we saw quite often. Stag sitting, and Stag is now down to 150. They were 250, 300 just 6-8 months ago. So I mean, again, 150 for Stag is not great, but at least it's going in the right direction.
Right.
So hopefully, as the stock builds, the prices will come down. So we'll see what happens. I just hope there isn't like another bourbon boom. And I hope that everyone leaves bourbon and goes to tequila so I can buy good bourbon at good prices again.
I'm just random things coming to my mind when I listen.
Shoot.
The thing and this is all just my hopes, is the more that, like you said, every store has one, but the prices are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when things like Stag is a perfect example in your situation, I feel like the more people who have the chance to try something will realize how freaking stupid they were for paying hundreds of dollars for it. So the more it's out there, the more they get to try it, the less they will pay the prices. There are people who are willing to pay these prices because they don't know. They have not tried, or you're freaking rich. I don't know. But it's weird. And I like to see the trend of it going down because I think they're cranking this crap out thinking they can sell it for $400 a bottle, and it's not going to happen. So they're going to have to secondary. Everyone has to drop the price.
Yeah.
The price is wrong.
Yeah. Agreed, Mark. And also cheers, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, great shot. Cheers, Dave Vogelsang. Ben, Minnesota. I watch your hunting videos, and you've got great selection there, but I don't see many allocated things or hard to find things as you're traversing the shelves. What's the situation out there?
So this is kind of fun to touch back on this because we've talked about this before, but even since last time we talked about it, I feel like it's changed a bit. So Minnesota we used to actually have a saying on the show, like we always joked like we were getting samples or stuff from out of state that the joke was not available in Minnesota. We actually made a t-shirt that said not available in Minnesota. And then now, like, there's so many more brands that are starting to distribute here. And I think we're getting really lucky, particularly with like store picks. So what I'm seeing a ton of now is like the Four Roses single barrel strengths. I've seen like 5 of those in the last maybe month. And those were never here before. And so those are showing up. The Old Forester single barrel proofs, I've turned down 2 of those in the last month just because I had already spent a bunch of money, where there was a time when I never would have turned one down because you never know when you're going to see it again. So I feel like in that regard, we're really lucky. The Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye is everywhere now. The Jack Daniel's single barrel proof is everywhere. I know that, in some markets those are kind of hit or miss, but you can get a Jack Daniel's single barrel proof for $60 at Total Wine here.
Yeah.
And then the Elijah Craig single barrel proof picks. I picked up a 10-year age stated 128 proofer for $60 this last weekend.
Nice.
Wow. All right. So here in New York, we're not a control state. So it's, stores can sell for what they want, and really each store's got kind of their own gimmick for how they do allocated stuff. My local does a little raffle. Like you get a ticket every time you buy a bottle, then they draw out of the bin like a couple times a year for allocated stuff. It's coming up this weekend, Saturday. But what I have seen is a lot more, I think, and a few of you have said this, a lot more Buffalo Trace stuff. There are stores where Buffalo Trace, just standard Buffalo Trace, was very, very hard to find. And if somebody had it, they posted it and it was gone that day. You couldn't find Eagle Rare. You wouldn't see a Taylor or a Blanton's anywhere. And now, a lot of stores have Buffalo Trace sitting on the shelf. We had 3 stores get Eagle Rare picks a couple weeks ago. So I actually grabbed one right there. It's great. But and I've been able to get some of the other stuff in raffles and stuff. And I've got like stag in when they do a raffle around here, like my stags were like $89. So I thought that was pretty fair. Also seeing a lot more Old Forester picks, both the barrel strength and the 100s. And Elijah Craig barrel proof, you can pretty much get on the shelves around here. Sometimes they're marked up, sometimes they're not. You might pay $80, $90, $100, but usually you find them on the shelves. But I don't think the ultra rare allocated stuff, like, getting and this would be the same for anybody, a BTAC or some other ultra allocated stuff, you never see them. And if you do, they're museum prices. But even like Ben was saying, the Four Roses, the barrel strengths now, I never had seen them anywhere in probably 2 or 3 years. And now we've got a couple stores. There's like a New York State pick and they're popping up at stores and just sitting on the shelves. So I see around me, I get the impression that some of the stuff is loosening up, not the ultra rare stuff, but some of that stuff that's like, it's a good bottle, it's nice and affordable, but you really couldn't get it before. Now you're starting to see them a little more around on the shelves. So,
yeah, to your Four Roses point there, Brian. Yeah, we saw 3 picks, and I live in the middle of nowhere. For those who don't know, like I don't live in a big town at all. So for there to be 3 Four Roses picks, that's very rare. I haven't seen that, to your point, like in 2-3 years. So I was very surprised. The prices are high. They're like $110, $120, which is, they used to be like $70, $80. So they're more now. But
they used to be like $79.99 or something. And the dude, I'm fortunate enough to, there's the guy at my store, does he hook me up? He tries. He really doesn't know what he's talking about, but he tries to hook me up, but he can at least give me insider stuff. And he's like, yeah, the Four Roses, like it went up to $99.99, and that's MSRP on them now.
Oh yeah, okay. So then there you go.
So
that's what we see them around here for. They're $100 around here, except for at Total Wine where they're 120. Like Total Wine, at least in Minnesota, for those of you that have Total Wines, every time they get a store pick, they jack it up $20 over everybody else's. I don't get it. But I wanted to touch on something too. You had mentioned the Woodford batch proofs. Those are sitting on shelves all over in Minnesota. Brian, like you said, I've done shorts on this and stuff. Like I think that bottle is just dead because people are like, Wild Turkey puts out a barrel proof for $50. Knob Creek puts out 120 proof for $50. You're at 130. It's just ridiculous. And another pick I forgot to mention. I saw somebody, another channel from Minnesota called Rare Barrel, just posted a short today at a liquor store I was just at on Saturday. They just dropped a Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye store pick, which I didn't even know was a thing.
I've never even heard of that.
Wild Turkey picks are coming out, I guess.
Rare Breed?
But
not Kentucky Spirit, a Rare Breed.
Rare Breed Rye store pick. Let me take one more look at this just to make sure. But yeah, and so bike riding Brian Vaughn is in the chat. It's at 1010 Washington, downtown Minneapolis. If you want to go snag one.
So while you're looking at that, Life from the Patio said store picks are so good, agreeing with the Bourbon Wrench. And I will tell you, I would much rather buy a really good store pick or 2 rather than buying some, ultra expensive allocated bottle. Like especially when the Four Roses are up to $100. Like my first Four Roses barrel strength I got was $70, and it was shitting. It was sitting on the shelf in New Jersey, and I was like, holy shit! And I grabbed 2 because I knew Lauren loved Four Roses too. But now they're consistently at $90, $100 around me, and I'd much rather buy like a Maker's pick and a Knob Creek pick maybe and spend about the same. Like that would be a much better value for me than buying something that's like, that's rare or whatever. But I am a simp for store picks. If I see them, I'll buy them.
Well, I think of it too. It's not even just the allocated bottle alone. For one, that's a problem in itself to me. Is because if I can get one, how often am I going to drink that thing? So I'm spending even if it's a great price of $90.
Yeah.
When am I going to want to drink it? But what's really crazy to me is that a lot of these bottles are going up. They're retailing for freaking $300.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, like the new Masters key.
Spending $300, I can buy a whole 6-pack of a store pick or a channels pick. Somebody look at that's insane to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so to Trevor's point, and a lot of the folks in the comments, I mean, picks to me, and then also smaller distilleries. That's where I've been focused all year.
Yes.
So like we talked about this before the show started. Had Trev's pick, the Dukes of Hazzard. That thing was killer. Probably one of my favorite pours of this year. And then Bobby's Corbin Cash pick is fantastic. 21090 has a bunch of Corbin Cash picks coming soon. Can't wait for those. Their Still Austin Rye pick was great. So yeah, I mean, like when I think about what's my favorites this year, none of them are coming from big distilleries. I mean, they're coming from big distilleries, but they're not. Well, actually, none of those are. But anyway, I mean, they're not.
Call them big though. You know what I'm saying? Like, ask if you went to the liquor store. Just grab 5 people aside and ask them, "Hey, do you know what Corbin Cash is?"
Oh yeah, well, Corbin Cash is small. Still Austin is getting bigger.
I still don't think the masses would know, though. You know, go to an allocated raffle and then ask them people, "Hey, you know Corbin Cash? You know Still Austin? You know Mammoth? You know the guys up at Mammoth Distilling?"
Yeah,
they would be like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
Yeah, and so I think that's the way to go, is just find great picks from like channels you trust, and find so this is what I'm drinking right now. Of course, out of New York City. Of course.
Is that Ben's pick?
Yeah, Kings County. So no, this is the most recent thing I got from Ben. It's a blend, but it's still fantastic. Kings County, I've never had a bad bottle from them.
Ben's pick was very good.
Yeah, Ben's good. Right here, and it's nearly gone. That's why I'm sipping on this other one. But just find smaller distilleries, man. There's so many great ones. So yeah, just I don't even care about allocated stuff now, because this kills like almost all allocated bottles I've ever had. It's just so much better. And this is kind of pricey, but usually reasonably priced. So
yeah. And Tom Shanley, why spend $300 or $400 on Blanton straight from the barrel when I can get a Detling, a Striped Pig, or a Nashville Barrel Company pick all for less? And that's where it's at. And especially if you find a store that does good picks, man, that's like a gold mine. Just like you've got a steady flow of good bottles. They're not going to be crazy, expensive. Most picks are pretty manageable, under $100 in most cases. Like that, we've got a spot down here. We actually have done a few of their picks, but we've got one here and one up south of Buffalo that are just like, those are my go-tos. If they have a pick coming out, I'm buying it because I know they're good. I know the people picking them are good, and it's way better than finding a Stag or a Taylor, to me at least.
For sure, yeah.
No,
so
I agree.
Quick update.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, just real quick. So it wasn't a rare breed, but it was a single barrel 101 proof rye, but it's in the rare breed bottle. So it doesn't look like a Kentucky Spirit. It's got a new label, so it looked like a rare breed. But sorry about the confusion on that. But I would still pick one of those up for sure, because now they're doing private barrel picks.
I don't know if I did. I don't know if I did. If it's already in a video I did, or if I saved the photo. But the fact, it's a new label they're going for their picks, and putting it into the rare breed, whatever bottle. Yeah. So the fact that they're already out, that's they're moving along really quick. Considering I just either did it or I just saved the photo. I can't even remember, but it's already out.
That's awesome.
I get that too with my stuff sometimes. Myron, I kind of stepped on you there for a second. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead, Myron.
No, I was just saying the same thing, that I agree that when you find a good store that puts out great picks, I'd rather have those than spend $400 or $500 on a bottle. Because I got I mean, I know I guess they're kind of big down in Texas. I've had 2 guys, get me some picks from Specs, and they were great, especially my Blue Note. And I love Blue Note. I know Brian doesn't love Blue Note, but the Blue Note pick,
you can love it for the rest of us, Myron.
It was great, man.
That's the same amount. That's the same amount that's been in there for like almost a year. Trev, I'm going to send you some of this, and you tell me what you think. 'Cause this one, so I had one that was absolute garbage. It was terrible. And then, so I gave it another chance and got this one. And this one was slightly better, but I still was like, so Blue Note has kind of been the object of my channels. Lauren, Marianne, and I, our hate. And we've caught plenty of shit for it, but I will get you a sample, and I want you to tell me what you think of that.
I'll do it.
So
for you, this is totally kind of related, because I saw you come into my live stream Friday, Brian. Did you see when I pulled my Blue Note?
I didn't.
It's gone bad.
No kidding.
I believe it started bad, but yeah.
Shut up, dude. I had 3 of these picks. And it was like the last little bit, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember most of my streams. I grabbed the bottle, I poured it, and it was like metallic-y. Something has gone awry with this. And I'm like, oh no. Am I hating Blue Note now? Like we just talked about it.
Yep. It's the power of suggestion. I think the first problem with that bottle is that it is filled with Blue Note whiskey.
That's fair. So Myron, I'm slowly working mine down, but this bottle, so this is my floor whiskey, my floor whiskey is like a specific group. So this is after I'm already hammered on a live stream whiskey I don't really care about. And it's easy to reach, and it's one of those bottles. So like it'll taste like whiskey still, and it keeps the buzz going, but I don't really care about it at all.
I like that. So, hey, before we move on to the next topic, you said that, Trev, you said a new label is coming out, because I've watched a lot of your new label videos, love them, but what the hell made you come up with these? Like, where the hell do you get the info? Because I was like, how is he always up on the newest bottles coming out?
Well,
he's got the inside scoop.
Now the thing is I can't tell you how. There's several people who know how to do this. When you submit a label or anything to the TTB, it's like public record. And it's kind of published. So even if these things don't come to fruition, that's why some of the things that I've talked about, I've never seen them. I don't really understand how TTB filings work in the sense of, if you file a picture for a label, is there a set amount of time that they're like, yes, we approve it? You have 2 years to, I don't know. But when you submit it to them, it's like it's there, and human beings can see it.
Because I went to the TTB website, and I was trying to find like,
there we go. Okay,
you got to dig a little deeper, brother.
Is that what you're talking about, Ben?
Yeah, that appears to be it. So I mistook that for, I saw it on a short or a story that they had posted, and so it was a fairly quick view of it.
Yeah, because that says private selection on it, and it is a rye. That is the rare breed.
Yep.
It's easily confused, though. I mean, it looks just like the freaking regular one. So, like,
yeah.
I don't know.
It just looks like a rare breed. Yeah.
So that's bottled at 101 then, yeah?
Yep.
They just flip-flopped it. So the pick,
for sure.
Moved the green label up here, like, come on, man.
And then put private selection under the name. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna have to find one of those though, because I love 101 rye. So yeah,
I bet you it's delicious. I bet you it's absolutely delicious.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah,
but that's what's confusing too. Is that's the 101 picks, which I'm pretty sure that's the only pick they do. But then they throw it in the rare breed bottle too. That's what throws you off.
Yeah,
and it's the same label as the rare breed.
Yeah,
that's what throws people off. At least to me, it does.
Yeah, and I was just looking at the they have a close up of the label. It says 50.5%. So yeah, it's the 101.
101.
Okay. I think
At
Bobby
least
is
with the
here.
Kentucky Spirit, it had a full-blown different.
I heard sound. I think we got Bobby.
I think I heard him put down that glass.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mother.
If you look at the Kentucky Spirit, it's very similar.
All right. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys hear this?
Yep.
Go, man. Yeah. Let's get it.
Oh, goodness gracious. This is a frustrating
All right.
day.
So Bobby,
Good.
we're like mid discussion here. What's the hard to find allocated situation out by you?
Well, unless I know somebody, I can't. Specific stuff or what is it in general?
Or like, what are you seeing like price wise?
Yeah.
You know what? Price wise is kind of funny. It seems like the actual allocated stuff has come down in price a little bit, but the regular staples stuff, other than Total Wine or something like that, unless it's a big box store, the grocery stores I can normally go to and get some decent stuff, it seems like those prices are creeping up, and the allocated stuff is creeping down just a little bit,
Gotcha.
and there seems to be more of it. But I can go to. I mean, we all have relationships, right? It's all about relationships. If you want anything, I can go see anything around here, anything allocated. But it's still, even though the price may creep down a little bit, it's still crazy. I saw a bottle of E.H. Taylor small batch for $250.
Okay.
Can you imagine spending that
I looked
money?
at it. I looked at the liquor store owner. I went, either you don't know anything, or you want that to sit there.
That's a little bit of that minivan action we were talking about earlier.
Whenever I see somebody price stuff like that, like somebody will post it in our Facebook community or something, I am like, what store is that? We need to publicly shame these people because it is ridiculous.
So
the price. So let's use that kind of related to number two. We'll kind of go around real quick because we did talk about this a little bit in the planning stream. What's the most ridiculously priced bottle that you have seen? You don't have to name the store.
I'll go last.
No. We're definitely naming names.
The store needs to be named. This is stupidity.
So that was my favorite part of the planning stream that we need to talk about is when Trev said that he refused to go back to stores, because I am of the same mindset.
Yep.
Like once you set a precedent that you are going to price things just outrageously, I'm talking like 5-6 times what retail are, I'm never shopping at your store again, ever. I don't care.
Yep.
It might be 5 years later. I'm never going in, just on principle. I'm never doing it. Like I hope, because my goal is I hope you go out of business because you don't deserve to run a business.
Sean, I feel like you have a lot of that around you. Like you've got a lot of stores that jag it up. What's the most ridiculous thing you've seen around you?
Man, there's so many. Picking one is hard to do. I mean, so this is like right now, the entire BTAC line is at my local for $2,500 a bottle.
Oof.
Let's see what else. There's also this bottle right here, which I got down in Florida, which I paid a little over retail. It was $99.99, which I was happy to pay. You know, it's a little over retail, but it was reasonable.
Sure.
At my local, it's $500. Yeah.
And hey, chat, feel free to give your. We've got people kind of typing in the chat where they saw something, how much it was. Please feel free to do that. We will put it up here and let people know.
And as I said, we're naming names. So by my local, I mean Liquor King on Highway 90 in Southern Kentucky. If you want to walk in there and just take a shit on their floor, please feel free to do so.
The owner's name's Bill. He gets there at 6:37 every day.
No, actually, his first name is unpronounceable. Last name is Patel, though.
Oh, okay. That tracks. Ben, what about you, sir?
So I'm trying to think of the absolute worst one. Brian Vaughn is also from Minnesota, and he put Jimmy's Liquor in Plymouth, $3.99 for Blanton's. Brian, I think that might be the same store that I was thinking of. This was a couple of years ago. But they had Eagle Rare for $200, and then they had E.H. Taylor small batch for $200. Those are pretty ridiculous. I'm trying to think. I've seen Knob Creek, or I saw a Knob Creek single barrel the other day, just the regular single barrel, not a store pick, for $90 for some odd reason. I don't know what planet the store owner lives on, and it was just like, what is this? So, but I think that was at Jimmy's too. The one, Brian, is it over by the Plymouth movie theater? Kind of like behind, there's like Cub Foods and the theater and that restaurant Kobe. Let me know in the comments.
All right. Bobby, most ridiculous price you've seen around you?
Well, it's got to be the one I just named. I mean, I've seen higher prices on other allocated stuff, but
Sure.
this really, it wasn't even single barrel. It was small batch. E.H. Taylor small batch for $250.
That's crazy.
It was insane. I've seen. I mean, we've all seen stupid, crazy prices.
Right.
But I mean, really, it's a $45 bottle.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's not even hard to get around here.
Right.
Yeah, 3 years ago it was $45. Yeah.
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 Stupid.
So Myron, you said Virginia's control, but you get some crazy prices in Maryland, right? So what have you seen that's just crazy?
At the wine shop down here in Waldorf, they had a Russell's 13 for $9.99.99.
Dude,
I've
I've seen it for $1,300.
Like the dude's got high prices anyway. I'll go in there sometimes. Like he had the sweet wheat for $59.99. I was like, okay, whatever. I've never had sweet wheat. I was like, it'll be great content. Fucking hated it, right? And then I go to another store, and this was Rosewick Wine and Spirits. This is in La Plata. They've got Elijah Craig Barrel Proof for $249.99. It wasn't even C923. I think it was the new B524.
Wait, the one
Elijah Craig Barrel Proof?
You talking about the one I was just shitting on earlier?
Not even like a private barrel, just the standard batch.
No, just the standard barrel proof release. So the cashier, he was kind of cool. He was an older guy. So he was like, didn't see anything you like. I was like, nah, man, the prices are just a little bit out of my, out of my range. He was like, a lot of these prices are out of the range. And he said, I know what these prices should be. I was like, okay. I said, I was just trying to be delicate with my answer. So he understood. He knew.
Bro, that dude's just trying to check you out, go on your way. He doesn't make any decisions.
Hey, I forgot to say the small batch for $250, Tracy, California, the corner of Parker and 11th Street, not 11th Street, Grant Line, Sunset Liquor.
Dead to us. You're dead to us.
All you rioters out in California, that's the one to burn down right there.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
I got a Baby Jane in there for $45 though. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's weird that you go into a place and the prices seem to be pretty much in line, and then all of a sudden you hit that bottle and you're like, what the hell? Like they just like. So Trev, what about you? Most ridiculous.
I'm glad you saved me because I got one. Jesus freaking all things holy. And I'm gonna set up a stage for you guys because this is gonna blow your freaking mind. The store that I I buy all of my stuff there, all of my wine, to keep anything I buy, I'm buying it from there. The other liquor store from the parking lot is maybe 100 feet to the next store. It's literally next door. There's nothing else. It's literally this liquor store, a parking lot, 10 feet of grass, another liquor store.
It sounds like y'all got a problem.
It's because I'm in a dry county and they are set up on the county line. I don't know if you guys know what dry counties are where you're at.
Yeah, so Trevor, I was in a dry county until 2 years ago. We just went wet 2 years ago.
So you understand, these liquor stores set up right on the border. Well, one of them actually is
Bravo,
good.
Ben.
So get this. You go into the other store and all of their either allocated, or I would basically say any bottle that's over $60 is behind the counter. That's already a red flag. Like, why are you just putting everything back? Like, y'all are, I don't know. Like, why is it back there?
Yeah.
The top shelf, dude. I think the most egregious, we'll just start with there. I think it was like a Rip 10, Pappy, the Lot B or the 15. I don't know, but it doesn't even matter. It was $9,999.99. 9999999. And I'm like,
oh my God.
I was like, okay, what are we doing here?
Oh.
They got
This was the part in the planning stream where Bobby said American dollars.
Yeah. American dollars? Not rupees?
I kid you not. Like, if any of you guys have done like a bourbon hunting video, or like, is it legal for me to go in there and just film this stuff? Or do I have to sneak?
I don't see why not.
I get permission, but
hold on, Brian's. Oh, maybe he's talking.
Yeah, it was 9,909. Whatever.
Sorry. I usually ask, and usually they say yes, but sometimes they don't want you to. But it's not
There's no
illegal.
way they're going to tell me, yes, you can film my $9,999 bottle up here.
Our $10,000 rip. No way.
There's no way. So that's why I'm like, dude, I kind of want to just go in there and say F it, and I'm going to film and be like, I'll deal with, like, what is the cops going to do? Like, I'll film until they show up. Like, you going to arrest me?
Well, I don't think it's illegal anywhere, but they can ask you to not.
It's a property that's open to the public. So if you start filming, all they can do is kick you out, and you already have the footage. So whatever.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, dude, it's honestly, it's insane. They got Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is $299.
Stellar.
Here's what's crazy, and I think it's before they figured this out. I mean, this was back at Wild Turkey 17, the Master's Keep.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it from that store. It was $150 plus tax. It cost me $199 out the door. Now Master's Keep costs you $400 just retail.
Yeah.
Damn.
But they've gone full blown crazy. Everything's. I mean, if it's barrel proof anything that's worth a dang, you're looking at 120 for a Russell's single barrel. Like, just like, what are we doing?
And they're betting on somebody who's going to come in who maybe doesn't know enough and is going to just buy it because they got the money to burn. And
my issue is there's a store right next to. At least go compare prices.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So Trevor, I'm curious because my situation is somewhat. So I live in a tiny town, but we live next to a big lake that a lot of Ohioans come down to. So like we get kind of tourist traffic. Do you have any of that kind of situation going on, or are you quite rural?
I think the only thing that would cause them to do that, well, honestly, for one, I say no, there's zero reason for them to do that. I have no idea why.
Okay.
The only reason I could see them doing like the lower price stuff a little bit higher is because they basically everyone from like, I don't know how to draw it. Here's the line. The stores are right here. Everyone from like this point on for like a considerable distance is all dry county. They all have to come to them.
Gotcha.
So we're talking an hour away. People have to drive down, and that's the closest liquor store. But then again, there's a store right next door that everything is MSRP. So I don't get why they're doing it.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me, is because there's two of them and one of them's doing it right, and yet the other one's still in business. I do not understand.
What state are you in again, Trev?
Arkansas, right? Yeah, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Okay.
Hey, Arkansas was a state before Kansas. That's all.
That's true. It's true.
So for me, we've got a shop called Bag and String. It's in Chautauqua Lake, which is kind of a place where people have cottages in the summer, and a lot of people come from out of state who have money. And I think that's what they're betting on. I saw Four Roses barrel strength in like the little case. They had like a little china closet with all these expensive bottles in it. And this is like 2 weeks after I'd gotten one in New Jersey for $70. Four Roses barrel strength for $4.99. And I was like, I looked at my wife and I was like, you want to get the hell out of here, and left. I haven't been back. I haven't been back to that store. It was ridiculous. Not even a crazy like rare bottle, just a Four Roses barrel strength, $500. It was crazy.
Good.
Just stand on your principles, people. Stop shopping in these stupid stores.
Yep, absolutely. I remember those stores and I don't go back.
I haven't been back to that store. Like, no joke. Probably the last time was. It wasn't the Master's Keep.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I walked in and they had a row of Weller 12 and there was no price tag on it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I mean, this place sucks, but I've kind of gotten lucky here. So I said, hey, can you ring up one of those Weller 12s? I'm thinking, bro, there's like 6 of them and they're about to be $30 each. I'm about to walk out of here. She rings it up. It's like $400. And I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm done. I literally was like, I had no joke. I had 2 bottles of just regular bourbon that I was going to get. And she ringed that up. And I was like, I'm out.
Nah.
And she was like, you don't want those? I was like, no, I'm going to go buy these bottles somewhere else.
Yeah. And never see you again.
I'm not going to support you.
You know, Trev, so that bottle, it was funny enough, that was kind of like the pinnacle of my disappointment with allocated bottles. So I got
12.
Yeah, I got a Weller 12. This was, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. And I overpaid because, I mean, things have been high in Kentucky for too long. So, and man, just got it home and just watery like Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace. You know, it's just watered down to the point that it doesn't even matter. And so just instantly disappointed. And, you know, I'd paid, I think it was like $125, $150, somewhere in that range. And yeah, just every time I looked at the bottle until I finished it, it was just, I hate you.
You just hate drank it the whole time.
It's stores like that sometimes, like, sometimes I do get kind of hot and I'll walk out of a store because I'm like, this is just ridiculous. But sometimes they'll have stuff priced like at retail or reasonably high, just reasonably higher than retail. Because I've walked into stores and I've seen, you know, of course, all of the Pappy line, $1,200, $1,500, $2,500, but then you see a Larceny Barrel Proof sitting there for $59.99. You know, so it's like, that's why I don't say I'm never going to go back to that store. You know what I mean? Because I like the gas station down the street from me. It's like a gas station, convenience store, you know, all mixed into one.
They sell liquor at a gas station?
Oh yeah. It's a gas station, convenience store, wine shop. They sell everything in there.
Do they cash checks there? That's the whole package. If they cash checks there too.
I haven't seen that yet.
What the heck is this?
But it's probably due to happen. But no, so like I could go in there and get Wild Turkey 101, $23.99. That might be maybe a couple bucks higher than some other people find it, but that's generally what I see it for everywhere else. So $23.99, okay, boom. They even had the old labels. I like the paper labels. So I was like, okay, great. But then everything else is $20 to $30 over retail. I mean, everything. And I'm just like, I'm looking at his prices and I'm like, dude, what? Like, I see dust and faded labels on bottles before they move sometimes.
All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we went a little over. So let's see how many round tables we can get to. Let's start with the producer says 1, but let's see how many we can get to. Let's start with the most fun and enjoyable one.
We have to do the Olympics.
Yeah. Two weeks ago, we witnessed the pageantry and the majesty and the ridiculousness of the Olympics in one of the worst cities in the world. So my question is, and I guess let's start with Sean and we'll go around that way. So we'll go Sean, Ben, Bobby. Okay. So was this the most ridiculous Olympics we've ever seen? What is your most ridiculous moment? And Sean, have at it, buddy.
I mean, I think we can all agree that what's on screen has to be up there with most ridiculous moments of the Olympics. But here's the thing. It was so chock full of ridiculous moments that it's really hard to pick one. This was certainly one of them. A soccer mom trying to do breakdancing. Why this happened, no one knows. No one knows who decided that this was the one. Australia decided as a country this was the person that would represent them in breakdancing. Why that happened, nobody knows. Nobody knows how it happened. Well, we kind of know now.
Yeah, right.
But I mean,
this only solidified in my mind that Australia is an island of monsters.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. Like, Australia has given us great things, this not being one of them.
Right.
AC/DC came from Australia. Fantastic. AC/DC's
Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, great movies. But why 40-year-old Karen thought that she could break dance, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know why it happened. I guess wokeness is just spreading faster than we can stop it. I don't know what's happening. I guess white women can just do whatever the hell they want now, including breakdancing. We need to stop them, people. Although that said,
here goes appropriation.
Although that said, there was someone that did try and stop a white woman. A male boxer punched a white woman in the face. It happened. It definitely happened. A male boxer.
Whoa! I missed this. What?
He just punched her right in the face as hard as he could. Just
she's a female, man. She's a female.
Trev, it was the girl who quit. She quit in like 36 seconds or something because
the Italian.
She was fighting another boxer of questionable gender.
Was that the one who like the blood test come back and her test levels were crazy?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I haven't looked into it at all, but I'm going to tell you right now, if either A, that was a man, or you let someone in who was copious amounts of steroid use punch this person in the face. So, okay, cool. You don't want to say that was a dude, then they were taking steroids.
Okay, here's what we do know. This person, you can call them whatever you want. They had male chromosomes. So you can say whatever the hell you want to say.
So that was a dude then.
Yeah.
It was a dude. Look, everybody thinks
look. There's
hold on. Let Myron get a point in.
Wait a second. There's only one way this works. Biologically, you only get male chromosomes by being a dude. That's the only way you get them. That's it. There's only one way to get them.
Things that people don't realize is that the human body is a lot more complicated than we think. There are guys out here who have to take testosterone boosters. No, listen to me. There are guys out here. Matter of fact, I worked with a guy who had to take testosterone boosters and things to help him because his voice was very light all the way up until his 20s. But she was born, and I'm calling her a she. Her. She was born with a vagina, with ovaries, with breasts. She just did have XY. Well, that's what the other organization is saying, the IOF, or I forgot what it's called, IOC. They were saying, look,
BS.
Yeah, we didn't leave that other group. They were questionable, so we're not taking what they were saying. But they did disqualify a woman before who was a track runner because they said she had XY chromosomes. Now she was the same way, born with ovaries, born with a vagina, born with breasts. But what you have to realize is the human body is a lot more complicated than people think.
Yeah. I mean,
there is a medical condition that Myron's talking about that they were saying that this person has, that there is a medical condition where people born female can still have XY chromosomes. I can't remember what it's called, but there was a story.
All right.
Well, there's not that many of them that are making it to the Olympics, okay?
Right. Yeah, I guess we'll have to move on to Papa. I guess we'll have to move on to Papa Smurf and the transgender Last Supper then.
But I will say this about the boxing. The issue is, woman or not, if this woman had an elevated level of testosterone that made it so it was an unfair advantage, then she shouldn't be in the ring with another woman. Like
she had natural steroids basically.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
If she had elevated levels of testosterone.
Something.
Yeah,
But
There had to
silver
have
and
been
gold
something
boxing,
else at play.
silver
were you
and gold
saying,
medal for the women's were both won by men. So bronze medal was the first medal this Olympics that a woman actually got.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Man
God!
took the gold
Come
and the
on,
silver.
Bobby. But
Trev, what were you
what
saying?
what they didn't tell people was
hold
she
on.
has lost 6 times by women. She has been beaten 6 times by women. She is
I
a
did
woman.
see that.
I was
Her
saying,
last
like,
name
that's what
Ali?
I'm saying. I don't think that it was a dude. I just think, here's the thing, she's a woman who has lost 6 times to women, and then all of a sudden she wins, and then they see her blood levels, because your blood levels don't lie. You don't just get testosterone. Like, that's not how anatomy works.
That's been misreported. She didn't have elevated levels of testosterone.
Well, then
she just had XY. She had XY.
I'm totally.
All I know is that she rocked the shit out of that Italian girl's face. I know that.
That poor girl, like
tell
she
you
took
what,
that punch
I
and
know
was like,
both sides of this story guaranteed. I
Hey.
heard it on the internet.
You guys know, though, we live in the age where you see someone just rock the socks off someone, they're cheating. They're cheating. There's no way they would have done that.
Right.
yeah.
I agree. Okay,
Like-
so
I mean, I don't know. Maybe she just is a freaking beast and destroyed the Ad Italian. I don't
Also,
know.
did anyone else see the? I didn't realize this was a sport. The power walking Olympics.
Oh my God.
Oh God, so
One
weird.
of the most ridiculous things I've
so
ever seen. The thing that's
Can you
so
say hip
frustrating about
replacement?
that is those people are walking 3 times as fast as I can. Yeah, good job. There you go. I go for a walk and I'm like, those dudes aren't walking; they're running.
yeah.
Hey,
Can you say hip
yeah,
replacement in 5
The
years?
girl that won at the end, she was legit running. That girl was not walking.
I'm sorry. That's and I asked my wife this. I was like, you're a runner. What the freak is this? It's power walking. I'm like, to me, they're running. I'm like, no, do you see how they're not breaking this? They're not breaking a stride or whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's just
There's
a
always
made
a
up
foot in
freaking
contact
rule.
Always a
with
foot on the
ground.
ground. Right.
It's a made up thing. Like you're just making that up to make this a walking versus running. Like that person's running.
Well, that's how breakdancing got here, right?
Right. Those people were walking 6-minute miles. It was ridiculous.
People that
Ridiculous.
can't run.
6-minute miles?
We need an Olympic
So
sport.
Yeah.
it's called running,
race
Brian.
walking
It's running.
and breakdancing.
It's the actual event is race walking, Myron, but it like they're like this. and
I've
just-
seen power walkers. It's a
Yeah.
weird look that they
You guys hear
do.
that?
Yep.
But
I will
miles?
say. I will say one thing I did appreciate. It gets the hips going, so that's nice. But
Yeah, it keeps people
booty
like me
bouncing
in
around.
business because your hips degenerate. And
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
walk
was
in
gonna
like
say,
a
you say
freaking
hip
bull.
replacement?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hip replacement before you're 65. Like
Yeah.
these guys are 30, man. Come on in.
Hey, side note. Hey, did you guys just hear the ice cream man go by?
did not. No.
No.
Oh man, they just quit. They quit with the nursery rhymes. It's just some kind of high pitched crap now.
Was
So-
you looking for Smokey? Smokey, you got my money.
Yeah. Mom, the ice cream man is coming.
Ben, do you have a ridiculous Olympic moment for us?
Well, okay. Let's get past all the divisive stuff.
Okay.
We're on the male female thing. Can we just talk about the one thing that can unite all of us as human beings and stand up and salute the pole vaulter who knocked the bar off with his massive cock? How that is not the most. I don't know how that dude got overshadowed by Ray Gun, but it's a goddamn travesty.
Freaking legend
His
right
penis
there. Just a
overshadowed
legend.
himself.
And he had to be
Dude.
freaking French, didn't he?
Hey, you know what? The French get beat up a lot. Now that guy's representing the country. I got to tell you what. So 2 things. For one, the level of, like, with great power comes great responsibility. And the level of
Uncle Ben.
maturity it's going to take for that dude, like, Like if that ever happened to me, which obviously is never going to happen, I'm not a pole vaulter.
And
Like
your penis
Right.
is
That's the
really
only
sad.
problem is the pole vault.
That's not what I.
yeah. I mean, I like I'm not an athlete, but it was nice to finally see some representation on screen in the Olympics.
Right, yeah, clearly,
you know, for normal guys like us, you know.
Yeah,
but like
the
the
guy
level,
tucking in your sock, yeah.
the level of mature, like if that happened to me, like screw the gold medal. Like that guy just got the greatest free publicity for his dick on a worldwide stage. Like I would literally print out a still picture of that and wear it to church on a t-shirt. Like there is no level of.
Hey, you know what, Ben? You live your life however you want. I will say one thing: that guy is guaranteed to get a porn contract somewhere.
Dude, it was the funniest thing. I saw somebody took the still frame of it, like right when it happened, and made like an oil painting of it. Like that, like the entire Olympics should all be about that meme, and somehow
The oil thing.
Ray Gun, you know, just took all the attention away from that amazing moment.
You know what? Maybe she can be doing the thing that we showed earlier, doing that situation to seeing.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is. She's walking. My friend said it looks like she's walking the dinosaur.
Yeah, she's like trying to dodge the massive penis in this shot right here.
Right. Or you know what? Myron, you were doing Michael Jackson before. It looks like she's in the Thriller video.
Yeah. It's a very aggressive Thriller, though.
She was one of the doubles that got rejected.
That break dancer. I've told this story to you guys, but we were in Ireland. I woke up, we went to breakfast and saw this on TikTok. And I was like, this is not real. And then when I found out it was real, I was uncontrollably laughing for about 20 minutes, like tears. People in the restaurant thought I was nuts. Every one of our group, we had 12 people in our group. Every time another couple came down to breakfast, I'm like, did you see this? And it just started all over again. It was unbelievable. I don't think I've laughed that hard in years. It was a treat. It was a real treat. Thank you, Ray Gun.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, I don't know if everybody knows. I think we talked about it in the prep stream that Ray Gunn's husband was on the selection committee.
Yep.
And Ray Gunn is a professor of breakdancing at some college. So,
I would drop out of that school immediately.
Well, you know what they say though, Bobby. Those that can't. You know, they say that those that can't do teach. So this is one of those situations.
I think deep.
Whoa!
Did someone
Shots fired.
I said that before I thought about. Anyway,
did you forget that we're called Bourbon School? Sean?
Not you, Brian. Not you. Actually, you know what, Brian? I don't even know what you teach. So
I teach U.S. history, actually.
Okay, well, you couldn't do U.S. history. That's impossible.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's fine.
Yes.
And hey, look, at least you don't teach sex ed.
Yeah.
No, that would be frowned upon.
Mr. Mom in there.
He has
All
kids.
right.
He did fine.
So, guys, do we want to go to number 2 or skip to number 3?
I forget what number 2 is. Okay, real quick, Brian, before we move along, we have to just very briefly address the fact that we had an absolute assassin from Ukraine in the shooting competition.
The guy from Turkey.
Oh, yeah,
Turkey,
I'm sorry, Turkey,
This guy.
Oh, dude.
No equipment,
That was
no
my
nothing.
answer. You didn't even ask me what mine was. And it was going to be that guy.
Trev,
we
go
haven't
ahead.
gone to everybody yet. We're getting sidetracked.
Yeah, we really are. Okay, let's
That
keep
was
going.
my answer. I had 2
Trev?
answers. One was the whole fact, like, we don't have to spend much time on it, but I just want to let people know that this pisses me off. And if it doesn't piss you off, I don't give a crap. But the whole, Last Supper mockery in the front of the Olympics 1, why are we doing that in the Olympics 2? I know what y'all are doing. Y'all can suck an ass. That kind of pissed me off.
Yep.
2.
Papa Smurf there leading the charge, yeah.
That when you're like, what are we doing, man? This is like
It's not
Olympic sports, and then you guys are doing your freaking, it's just whatever.
I'm with you.
The assassin guy. To me, when I watched that, the first thing that stood out to me was his opponent had this like freaking, gadget, like this freaking robo gadget thing on his face. And this dude's just up there straight off the grill. Just cooked the meanest ribeye and is shooting this pistol unassisted, doesn't even care. No equipment.
Also, I just want to point out that his opponent looks like he still works at Radio Shack, even though they went out of business like 20 years ago.
The only thing that would have made it better is if he had a beer in the other hand. Like, it just would have been perfect. Just like
the other guys were all like doing calculations, and he's just like,
unbelievable.
There's one arm in it. Like, I'm just going to say it. There's no way that guy hasn't killed a lot of people.
You should be scared.
And the other thing about him is, if you look at that dad bod, that is a peak international world-class athlete, folks.
Absolutely.
No, he is.
Like John Cook.
Hey, Wilmington Piper, all of Eastern Europe's the same to me. I don't know any of those countries. I know that hot women come from there. I know that. That's about all I know about Eastern Europe. I don't know other things about it other than that.
What was he saying about Eastern Europe?
No, Wilmington Piper was mocking my lack of knowledge as to where our assassin friend was from.
Yeah.
Hey,
Trev, you got some love for your take on the opening ceremonies. I'm with you, man.
And here's my thing, man. Like, I'm cool. I'm a cool guy, man. I don't care what y'all do. Like, let's just get along, But you can't do something and then pull. You can't try and spin it back on me. And what pissed me off the most was like, hey, they were doing that. If they would have been like, oh yeah, sorry, like we were mocking you, like whatever, I'd be like, okay, like I get what y'all are doing. But then for them to be like, no, we were just doing this.
Yeah. What was
like,
they said it was like supposed to be like the Supper of Dionysus or some Greek thing.
Yeah, shut the freak up. That was
exactly. If you look at the pictures of that supper that supposedly they were trying to represent, they're not similar at all. It was very clearly the Last Supper.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off more is them like pass it off. Like,
they're so
every whiskey six with Ben. Don't we do that every whiskey six with Ben? I mean, look at Ben. If Ben did like this right now,
our Lord and whiskey.
I got a center with my halo.
That's right, Uncle Ben. No, the explanation was so disingenuous. It was like gaslighting. It was very irritating.
I think their explanation pissed me off more than the thing itself. It's like, look, I mean, come on, let's face it. Like, I listen to Slipknot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They had the whole part of their album at one point. Joey Jordison had a whole crown of thorns. Whatever. I get it, man. People make, I don't know what to call it, just symmetry off of it.
Yeah.
But for them to me, when you do that and then just totally lie about it, it's a total mockery.
If you're gonna do it, if you're not above doing it, you're not above lying about it.
Yeah. At least admit the thing that you're doing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
if you're confident, feel good about what you did.
It had to be approved by what you did. Own it. Motion.
Well, I mean, this is France, Bobby. So we can't expect much. I will say,
never won a war.
like no jokes here. Best part of the Olympics, other than the actual amazing athletes, was Gojira opening ceremonies. They freaking killed it.
That was sick.
Was that the one up in the castle? Like there's the castle. Yeah, that was a
great show. And I was just happy to see metal like on the main stage, like for the whole world to see. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So Larry really wants us to talk about whiskey. This is in the round table. It's usually non-whiskey, Larry. Sorry to disappoint. All right. So I'm going to go right to number 3, just because I don't think we have time to get deep into London police commissioner going after Americans for exercising their First Amendment rights. So we'll move on.
Short answer. Ridiculous.
To the worst.
I mean, we killed all the Britons for a reason. So
right. There we go.
Ben with the great timing of it again.
So I don't know if everybody was ready for this or not, but I know what mine is because I've gotten 2 of the same, very similar comment. Worst comments you've gotten on YouTube. So we'll go Trev first. I have Marianne has the lineup here right in front of me. So Trev, you are first.
Hold on, I have it. I already talked about it, but I'm going to read it for everyone here now because I saved it to my phone.
Okay.
I think it's just so funny. I honestly don't get a lot of negative comments. The ones that I do are just like, oh, this dude's an idiot. But this was a full-blown comment, and I'm going to read the whole thing because this guy needs to be made known. Scrug 4K says, this is like Von Payne. Don't buy an odd bottle and expect it to taste like old granddad and be cheap. Laughy face. Stop being so old and grumpy and enjoy it for what it was made for. Thomas S. More is not an everyday drink like an impress a girl or something type of drink. If you want regular, buy you some Evan Williams bottled in bond and stop crying. Laughy face. Imagine buying something that says wine finish and expecting it to be like every other bourbon. What a tool. Bourbon face. I read it just how he posted it. I'm not an idiot.
I feel like that's exactly his voice. Yeah.
So it's not okay to just not like something.
Just like that. Yes.
But, he, for one, Thomas S. More, the one that I was referring to is probably the worst bottle ever made. And he's referring to it as an impress a girl type of drink. That's how you never get laid, friends. Don't do what that guy does.
Well, that's why this guy has so much time on his hands, Trev. That's why he can be keyboard warrior, because there's 0 ladies around him. So
0. He don't even have dudes around him. He don't even have testosterone athletes in the Olympics around him.
Just a guy renting out a basement from some old lady that probably renting out for like $100 a month.
Yep. 3 laughy faces in 1 comment. I was like, it's too much, bro. I just thought it was hilarious.
So, Wilmington Piper is asking you to read your reply. Apparently, he is aware of this.
No, my reply was very just simple. I said, you sound like someone who's never tried this specific bottle, and you use more emojis than a 14-year-old girl. That's what I replied to him, and that was it. I don't.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice.
I don't know what he said back. I don't know. I never went back to check.
Totally don't reply back after that.
The dude, there's no way the dude's replying back to that.
All right. Myron, you got one for us?
Honestly, I'm like Trev. I rarely get negative comments. I've had guys, I've had one guy be a total dick, and then I looked on his page and I saw some shit that made me realize why he was a total dick. And I was like, I'm not even going to give him airtime because the shit he said is things that you don't expect to hear these days. But then there was another guy who started talking about the fact that I was nosing out of a rocks glass, which I thought was some 3rd grade shit. But, I've got like a handful of comments out of all of the videos that I put out. I get positive comments. So for the most part, I don't really have anything. But you do have assholes out there. I'll just say that.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Ben, you got one?
I do.
Okay.
This is one I just thought was an incredibly stupid one. I agree with Trev. Like 99.9% of the comments are just cool people that are watching the videos. They're helpful. They give you information on a bottle that you're talking about. So this one, I did a bourbon hunting short, and I just started the short out. I said, hey, doing a bourbon hunting short, we're going to find a deal or find a ripoff. I went into a store, and they had Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel, which around here is very common. It's not like allocated anymore. It's been around for years. It's like $50, maybe 60. They had it for either 85 or 90. And so I just put that on there, and I was like, Elijah Craig Toasted for this much? Hell no. And what he commented back, and this is what, every time I get a really negative comment, there's never any grammar at all. There's no punctuation. Everything's spelt wrong. And so usually when I respond, if I'm gonna bother to respond back, I just attack their grammar. But this one says, I'm gonna read this exactly how it is and try to, because there's no periods and there's only one comma and it's after the first word, which is bourbon. So it says, bourbon, comma, is like anything else. People put their price on it, and if you can't afford to pay it, then that doesn't make it a ripoff. That just means you can't afford to pay it. If you can find it somewhere else cheaper than, THAN, go for it. But you can't say it's someone's ripping you off because you can't afford something. Apparently the guy is implying that he's never come across anything in his life. Like if he's got like $50,000 to spend on a truck, and every other place sells the same truck for $40,000, he's going to buy the $50,000 one just because he has it, because he can afford it. It's like it's the stupidest response ever. And you guys, I can't remember I don't think I even responded to him. You guys were talking about how like a lot of times you get these negative comments and you can tell that the person has never watched your channel before. They've only seen like this video or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I've gotten comments when I can tell the person hasn't even watched the video they're commenting on, because they're like,
I would say that too.
That's what my
dude.
Yeah.
Holy freaking crap! I didn't even think of that. Yes. There's been people
I had one
who were like, dude, how do you hate on this bottle? And I'm like,
did you watch the video?
This was actually a good review. Did you not watch the end? Like, I literally talked good about this. What are you talking about?
And the thing, like, I get that people, scrub through the video and they'll maybe fast forward or whatever and sometimes miss stuff. But we had one guy, the first video we ever did was like top 5 for beginners just getting into bourbon. And so we made a top 5 list of bourbons that were all under 100 proof and all under $30. Just for the intent of like, here's a way you can explore a couple of profiles without spending much money. Try to find out what you like if you've never had bourbon before.
Right.
And we said that literally at the very beginning of the video. Like, here's the caveats. And somebody like commented like, this is a child's list. You don't even have Wild Turkey 101. Everything is, under 100 proof. It's like, dude, we said that at the very beginning of the video. Like, you didn't even...
Yeah.
So yeah, most of the time they're just stupid comments. They're not terribly mean, that they're just
stupid.
Yeah.
Bobby, what about you? You got one?
Well, I honestly, after that the show we did last week, I looked and I know I've probably got 5 or 6, and like everybody else, I get most of them are positive, 99.9%. But then the ones that are negative or hate are just so freaking far out there. You're like, did you actually watch this video? So, or have you ever seen me at all? This must be your first video at all.
Right.
Seeing me. This person said, I couldn't get past all of the energy and loud talking and put some safety glasses on. You're gonna put your eye out, kid. That kind of crap. So I'm like,
I agree with that one.
But I'm like, I couldn't even look at the video because you got too much energy. You should tone it down. I say, listen here, mofo. Obviously, you've never seen any one of my videos. And then he also said, hey, can you learn how to edit? I'm like, dude. They're editing that way on purpose.
Yep.
At least these last ones, they chop back and forth. Dude, like I told you guys, give me more than a minute and it won't be chopped up like that. I got Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. You got a minute and a half on those two. You got a minute on YouTube. So it's hard enough to get 8 minutes. That's already short. Get that into a minute and a half. But now for YouTube, I got to get that down to a minute off a minute and a half. And
could you guys imagine Bobby? Hey guys, I'm gonna chop this table because,
dude, right?
Yeah. So I'm just, you know what? I'm not even gonna chop the table. I'm gonna go into this liquor store. Hope you enjoy. Bye.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bobby comes on
Bobby's new channel.
Hey, everybody.
ASMR or whatever the frick that crap is. Hey, guys. Really quiet.
Yeah.
Like, woo.
Well, welcome to Bad Wood Planer Bourbon. Here's 5 wood planes just to smooth this table out.
I got a mustache
This
and an
is
axe
that.
face.
Today we're going to talk about bourbon and belt sander safety. Sean, worst comment you've gotten? Go.
So like everyone else has already said, I've never really had any terribly bad comments. So what I will do instead is I will just read you one that has always amused me.
Okay.
So I want to remind everyone before I read this, this is on a Jim Beam review. This is my second video I ever put out 3 years ago. Reminder, this is a Jim Beam review video, and this is the comment verbatim. How could I explain to her that I was watching the elegance and nobility in rough-cut woods while she was waiting for my attention with her heart-flowered love emojis? I don't even know what that means. I don't know how it's related to the video. I don't know if this guy was lost. He didn't follow us up, by the way. There's another comment by this.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
There's another comment by this same person like 5 minutes later. Last part of this video was poetically so analytical and rhetorically effective as diabolic and cheers.
Couldn't he just say
Okay, Sean,
like everybody else?
I was drunk and emotional when I posted those comments, okay? You didn't have to bring it up tonight in front of everybody.
So I can't say they're negative comments. I just had no idea what to do with them, and I still don't. I have no idea. Yeah, it's just...
All right, guys.
Good for that guy. He was enjoying life, I guess.
I'm going to come clean with mine. And I will say, we've gotten a lot of annoying comments about sound and this and that, like we're supposed to be goddamn professionals. But I have gotten similar comments to this one twice. And this one is like a dagger in the heart. So about 4 weeks ago, we did our review of the Knob Creek Bourbon Rye. That is not relevant other than to see if you want to see my shame, go back to that video.
Okay.
The first comment from La Rosa 823 reads, and I quote, this was me and Lauren. It was not me and Marianne. It was Lauren and I doing this video. Nice seeing a father-daughter bourbon review channel. Keep it in the family, y'all.
You vicious bastards!
And that was the second time I got a, hey, it's nice seeing a dad doing videos with his daughter. 2 times now.
I remember when this came up in the group chat. Good time. Yeah.
Hey, maybe there is something.
Clearly, Brian married up.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh,
That's right.
What were you saying, Trev?
Maybe there's something to this, and you can just role play this and get all these weirdos
run with
coming
it?
in here.
Yeah.
I just tried a bourbon with my daughter for the first time. This is like YouTube OnlyFans. Like we can make.
I was gonna say that's the shortcut to OnlyFans, I think, and we're probably not doing that.
Yeah.
Start that Axe OnlyFans page. I'm gonna put my foot and my axe in the picture and just let it roll.
You can sell those, Bobby.
Just let it roll. See what happens.
Hey, Laura's here. What's up, Laura?
What up?
There, yeah.
Hey, Laura, how's it going? You did pretty much miss the whole show, but we're gonna do rapid fire now, Laura. So thanks for coming.
To me a lot.
Okay, so a rapid fire. Instead of having everybody do a rapid fire question, we've kind of streamlined it a little bit. We're gonna have 3 people do a rapid fire question. Trev, we're gonna save you for last this time.
Okay, good. Because I was like,
Sure about that?
All right, so we're gonna start with Sean
Okay.
and get the dumpster fire out of the way.
All right, good enough. All right, so let's say you're a dude, right?
Okay.
Do you think you should win a gold medal for punching a woman as hard in the face as you possibly can? Because if so,
his testicle sack is now so large.
because I'll wait till Ben's little audio thing here finishes. Because if so, if that is an Olympic sport, then I feel like there's a lot of guys in jail that should sign up for the Olympics. Thoughts? Anybody? Want
the felony Olympics? Okay, so I mean, of course, this is where all the jokes come in, right? I said
it's
I don't
rapid
know
fire.
I don't. Okay, so one of the if they were going to do that, those people they should have at least had a wife beater on, right?
it feels like the right shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, have the right shirt.
Let me put it this way:
appropriately titled. Yeah.
How about I turn this question back on you? And is if you took that woman or man or whatever you want to call them, let's just release 100 prisoners, and if they get knocked out by this person, they go back to prison for life.
I like it. It's
there you go. That's a real sport.
I like it.
That's
so
competition.
yeah, come on. You want to come fight this woman? Come on. If she punches you in the face and knocks you out, you're back. Or if you knock her out, then you're free. What do you got? What do we got?
There's a fight right there. That's a real fight.
You think she's tough enough?
My answer is going to be if it's truly a dude, absolutely not. I think if there is a gray area, they obviously
there is no testing. There's no nothing. It's just like
I need to figure something out.
This did happen twice in the Olympics, right? There was 2 times that there was maybe dudes punching women. It feels like yes.
They were dudes, man.
They were just tucking, Myron. They were just tucking.
Oh, you can't tell me that part. How about surgery?
All right.
Where the heck?
Anybody else want to chime in on this one? No. Okay, Myron, do you have a rapid fire question, sir?
Yeah. And it's bourbon related. So to the people out there in the comments who want more bourbon rapid fire, best $15 to $25 bourbon whiskey.
Okay,
that's a good one. I like that.
It's hard because there's a lot out there. So I don't even want to go first.
Okay, let's go. I'll go right across. So Trev, you can go first. $15 to $25. Go.
$15 to $25, and it's readily available.
Yeah.
I would say personal preference. That's what I'm going with. It's not what I think is the best. I think personal preference, I would say Old Forester 100.
Okay.
$21.
Yeah.
Yep. And that one's...
That's what I'm sipping right now, baby.
I love that freaking bottle so much.
I am going to go either Old Forester 100 or Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. Bobby?
You said Evan Williams?
The Bottled and Bond, yeah.
Okay, I literally listened to you, and then I read someone in the chat said early times, and my brain just got broken.
Oh, if you can find it, yeah. That's a good one.
Oh, gee. Yeah.
So, I mean, so there's different prices at different stores. So at some stores, some bottles fit into this category, right? Everyone's bottle's a no-brainer, but a Wild Turkey 101 for my preference, I'm gonna go that. But if you can get under $25, James E. Pepper 1776, that's a banger, dude. For 17 cents, dude, it's like a chocolate caramel. I can't even believe it's $25. There's that.
Last, that was on my list too. That one's a good one for sure. I just got a backup of that one. The Benchmark Full-Proof, yeah.
Oh, Hero Edition? Oh, yeah.
The Heroes Edition.
That's 23.
I got you, Steven Stone.
Ben, you got one?
Mine was going to be not readily available at the early times Bottled and Bond, the old black cap. And then I was honestly going to go Old Forester 100 as well. I don't think that's beatable at the price point.
For sure. And Sean, what do you say?
So I know that a lot of you can't get this for $25, but I can get it for $26. So I guess it's technically $1 over. But these Jim Beam single barrels, what are they? 108 proof. These things are killer.
Yeah. Get it out of here. It's got a Y chromosome. Get it out of here.
Well, I have a backup prepared.
My only question is, what do you think about that compared to the new Jim Beam 7?
I think it's clearly better.
Oh, the black, yeah.
Single barrel is. I mean, because the proof point is, what is it? 18 proof higher. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is that right?
Well, okay. I'll use one of my questions just to because now you cheated a little. I want to know your actual. Give me an actual don't cheat under 25.
It'd be benchmark foolproof. That'd probably be my go-to under 25.
It's a good one, man.
Yeah,
that's a lot of bang for your buck at that 125 proof.
I mean, I'm a proofy bitch. I can't help it. I go for the high proof stuff. So yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, give me another one because not any of this country gets that other than most of you.
Okay, but this also, now granted, this is also kind of hard to find, but this is the 23 edition of the Heroes edition. Low proof, very easy to drink. This is the handle, obviously.
Yeah, that's a big motherfucker.
That's a big sucker.
Wait, what do you mean it's hard to find?
That's what she said.
The 23s are basically gone now, but if you can get the 23s, they're...
23
edition?
Yeah.
I'll throw another into the mix.
Yeah, so let's see here. Where does it say it at? Somewhere on here it says 2023.
No, what I'm saying is it different than like a regular
yes.
23?
So the Heroes Edition is picked by veterans. And they do a new pick every year. So this is the 23 edition, and it's significantly better than the Black Label. And it's better than the 24 in my opinion. So
okay,
I haven't side by side with 24, but it is better than the Black.
Brian,
I'll go with Eric Gunderson on this one. That's like $20 for a liter, and it's pretty damn good. JW Dant bottled and bond.
I still have not bought a JW Dant. I have had the
I can't get it here.
Brown.
JTS Brown.
I can't get that either.
I'll send you some of this, and you can try it before you buy it.
I can't get it in California.
Those bottles right there to me are like the reason why I don't buy Heaven Hill bottled and bond. Because Heaven Hill puts out these cheap freaking crap that is to me better. Like that
I
JDB
agree.
Dent, the Samuels bottled and bond, all that crap's better, man.
There's the JTS Brown.
See, the JTS Brown to me is a little metallic-y. This one was a little smoother to me. Yeah.
But you have to remember, I like sharpness. I like punch me.
The JW Dan is one of the few really cheap bottles that I can still sip on its own.
I'm right there with you, dude. I think I like the Dant probably better than most of their cheap bottled.
Hey,
bond.
so
but I can't.
Now you said the Heaven Hill bottle and bond. So that's one of those bottles of people. It's a divisive bottle. It's either love or hate. There's not a lot of in between. Which side are you on Heaven Hill bottle and bond? I can get it for $49. And
49.
Yeah, it's $50 here.
I got it for 39.
No, what?
Dude, I have $50 for less than that.
The Heaven Hill bottle and bond is $50 here. The 7 year.
Heaven Hill. Yeah, Heaven Hill bottle and bond.
Oh yeah, Heaven Hill bottle
the 7 year bottle and bond.
But both these are better.
But to Bobby's question though, I think it tastes like sawdust.
I don't. It's to be fair. I didn't think it was great, but it has gotten better. But it's still not great to me.
It's probably my least favorite Heaven Hill product.
I would say that too. For $50,
it's my third favorite Heaven Hill bottled and bond bottle for sure.
Yeah.
Did we get Myron's bottle yet? Did I miss that?
No, Myron didn't answer yet.
Northwest throwing a little shade at you there, Trev.
Yeah, Trev. It said, I am shocked you're not tracking these Heroes Editions, Trev. Do push-ups.
For one, I will do as many push-ups as you want. Two, here's what threw me off is I literally picked that bottle up today. Like, as in, I held it. My store, I don't know if I don't think they know what they're doing. They don't have the regular 1783 on the shelf right now. They have the Heroes Edition. So I just thought it was it was a label change for the same thing. So I was like, I didn't know that was freaking different. Because that's all they have.
It is better. It's everywhere I see it's the same price too as the Black Label.
Yeah, I mean, and let's be clear. I'm not saying it's like earth-changing whiskey, but I mean for like $22.
No.
It's pretty good for the price. Yeah.
Hey,
All right,
7
Myron.
is like a
Price
mixer
next to a
whiskey.
black label, buy it.
Myron, what is your best $15 to $25 bottle?
I don't know if I want to say it's my best, but lately I've been finding myself going back to the new Jim Beam Black 7-year age.
Okay.
I've been loving that bottle, man. I don't know. It's easy to drink. It's flavorful, and it's like $21.99. That's the cheapest I found it for. I used to be a 101 guy, but that new Jim Beam 7 Black it's good.
I'm gonna have to try it. I've heard a lot of people say they really like it. So, all right, Trev, we are to you, sir. Do you have a rapid fire question for us?
I'm trying to come up. I'm trying to come up with two, just because I'm taking over. I want to do like a bourbon one, and I want to do like how many people we can piss off.
Okay.
Bourbon.
I've got about another 5-minute timeline here.
All right.
So if you guys want to keep going,
no, we'll do it.
I might have to cut out.
I ain't worried about it.
You guys go as long as you want.
All right.
I'm trying to think of a bourbon one. What's a bottle this year? What's a bottle this year that's been? How do I word this? A release bottle this year that you've been disappointed with.
Okay. All right.
So,
okay.
Particularly, all these channels talk good about something. I've had a couple bottles this year that people have had good reviews on, and I'm like, I don't know what they're smoking.
Yeah.
Kind of
I would
like
say
Brian's Blue Note thing.
Yeah. For me, it would be both of the Elijah Craig barrel proofs so far. I think have been terribly disappointing for me. Bobby, what do you say?
What was the question? I didn't hear it, kind of cracked out.
No, that's okay. A disappointing bottle release this year, like a bottle that was released this year that you were disappointed by.
2024
Probably
release.
most stuff in the Bardstown Discovery series.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Ben, you got one?
No matter what, I get it. People that I think I share palettes with, it's great, and I go get it. I did that 3 times. I'm like, I'm not doing this crap anymore. This Discovery series is just not my series. I'd rather have the Fusion.
Okay. Ben, what about you?
Mine was on it.
Myron's dying over here. Go ahead.
Mine, honestly, Myron, I'm on opposite with you. I didn't really care for the new Jim Beam Black. Okay. I've been sipping on it a little bit. I'm about halfway through the bottle, but I find it a little, I don't know. There's just something kind of off about it. I don't know. There's something that's just not. I'm still drinking it here and there, but yeah, I didn't like that one as much as I was hoping I would.
It's also really thin. It's very thin.
Sean?
No, I don't think. Okay, was that your disappointing bottle, or I think he was just commenting on?
No, that was my disappointing bottle. I haven't had too many releases this year besides the Larcenies and ECBPs, and I've actually liked all of those. So
yeah,
okay. Yeah, I mean, I kind of said it at the top of the show. It's this bottle. I think this might be the worst ECBP I've had in a while.
That's the 524, right?
I mean, and like, there's nothing wrong with it. It just. There's nothing exciting here. Like, it's just a bottle of nothing. Like, it's going to take a long time for me to finish this bottle. Like, I just don't care about it at all. Like, it's just, yeah.
Myron, what say you, sir?
B524, but just by the way.
Okay. Yeah. Myron, what about you?
Jeff Castle was right. Shout out to Jeff Castle with the B. I said B. With the Barton 100, because that is a great bottle for the price. But I think I did not rate the A124 as being a good bottle when it comes to bourbon. So, just a typical bourbon, not the wheated bourbon, not the larceny. I think I said A124 was good, but it was just all over the place. Like nothing. It wasn't a well-rounded bottle, if I remember correctly. That was 8 months ago, so I'm a little fuzzy on the reviews. But right. Yeah, I think it was the A124.
So Trev, it's your question. What is your most disappointing bottle?
I'm gonna start this answer off with probably like majority of human beings that are listening to this. I have not gotten a lot of 2024 releases.
Mm-hmm.
So my options are limited. Welcome to the bourbon world.
Right.
I would say honestly, I'm sorry. A couple of you guys defended Elijah Craig Barrel Proof this year. Coming off the heels of C923, A124 has been pure swill.
Yep.
That wasn't even anything close to C923. I haven't even tried B yet, but that really was a disappointment for me. I think here's my problem though is I haven't liked Elijah Craig Barrel Proof in like the last 3 years unless you're a C batch. And even then you're probably maybe a 6 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I think C923 was a little bit special, but ever since C920, it's been crap.
Okay.
It's gone downhill.
Thanks for jogging my memory, Trev.
Oh, C920.
Elijah Craig. It was the Larceny A124 that I thought was spiky and all over the place. Because I remember specifically saying that it wasn't bad. It just the fact that C923 was so good that A124 suffered from that.
I agree, Myron. C batch of Larceny was killer last year. That was a great batch. Yeah.
No, I'm right there with you, and I would say both batches of like both Larceny and Elijah Craig. I think they were both like
good.
They were like pinnacle good.
Yeah.
I think going into this year, I mean, come on, what do we? You got to compare it, and you got to be able to be a douche and be like, dude, compared to that one friggin' sucked. That's what people need to hear. Because if they got it, then they got it. Or if they didn't get it, then they need to know, like, bro, what you're getting is probably not as good as it could be. So you need to be able to say that.
I absolutely. Like, if you're not honest about if you like or don't like something, you're not helping people at all. Ben, this is for you. I still have the C923. It got good with air.
Hell yeah! Shout out to AZ. Love you, buddy.
What's up, hanging?
Hold on, is that what is he talking about? The Elijah Craig or the Larson?
Yeah, there is a debate amongst this group about the neck pour, and Ben is solidly in the neck pour bullshit camp.
Well, it's the stupidest freaking theory I've ever heard in my life.
I don't know if
I can't believe grown adults believe in it.
I think the debate amongst the group is more like whether or not bottles change as they go down, in the bottle. I think
I've conceded that is possible. The neck pour is just dog shit. I can't. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement that that's bullshit. Yeah.
I will say I'm kind of on Ben's camp of once it's in the bottle, it's in the bottle.
Right.
Like neck pour, at least. I do feel like when you pour, I will also, before you start attacking me, when I neck pour something and I pour it and I taste it, and then 2 weeks later I pour it and I see something totally different. I don't think it's because it's the neck pour of the bottle of the bottle.
Exactly.
Me either.
I think it's maybe it's probably me more than anything.
That's what I say. Yeah.
So
much more likely.
I don't think there's such thing as a neck pour. There's no such thing as like a bad liquid sitting in your glass.
Let me speak for the rest of the group and say, fuck both of you guys. But anyway,
you're not speaking for me. I'm with them, Myron.
I mean, actually, regardless of topic, I agree with Myron. So
I'm surrounded by assholes.
Also, I agree with Northwest Bourbon as far as ranking. Yeah, C923, then A124, and then B524 is last. Yeah, this B batch is just crap. I mean, it's not crap. It's just very average.
Hey, shut up. Say it with your chest, dude. It's crap.
I mean, like, okay, I'm not going to say it's shit bourbon because, like, it's very drinkable. It's fine. There's just nothing exciting about it. Like, if you poured this for someone, they would think it was like a $30 bourbon. That's what it drinks like. There's nothing special about it. It's whatever. It's just, yeah, I could give a shit about it. Don't buy it. Like, if you see it on the shelf, don't waste your money. It's
right.
It's just
after C920, like Trev brought, that's my favorite bottle, the C920 of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. After that, I like every private barrel better than any of the
100%, Bobby. I've been saying that for a year now. The private barrels are better.
Way better.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to start wrapping up here. Ben, you got to get out of here. So real quick, what do you got coming up on the channel?
I've just got some reviews. I'm going to film some more stuff maybe next week. Try to put some list videos together. But for right now, I just got some reviews. I did a review of Willet Rye, just the regular Willet Rye. I've always kind of been curious about that because I don't like Willet products. So I bought a little baby bottle of that and tried it. So that's coming out tomorrow. And then live stream next week. Don't know what I'm going to do yet, but live stream next Wednesday at 6 o'clock Central.
Okay, awesome. All right. Okay, I've been told to hang on. Trev, you've got an answer to this question. Do you taste the difference in the new style bottle of Maker's 46 cask strength? You said there's a distinct difference, correct?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. You taste a difference with the new style bottle. Okay. I will say, just good old me is one of my guys, and if any of you have an answer, I would want you to answer this. I think that's what he's going for. Because he says, I personally don't see a difference. I 100% see a difference between the Maker's 46 cask strength. It's not even close. The old school.
Oh yeah.
Was way better. I think I don't know. I couldn't tell you what changed.
It's older whiskey. The old bottle's older whiskey, guaranteed. I promise.
It's clear as day, man.
It's all about the bottle.
Yeah. I mean, it's so different. Like all the new when they started switching to this red label crap, man.
Yeah.
It was so. And I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, they switch labels, therefore it's different, and I'm gonna make a video. Like, no.
But there was a reason. There's a reason.
There is a.
This is clearly better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really like the old bottle. Now, I haven't bought the new bottle. I probably sometime this fall or winter, because I drink that more in the colder weather, I will get one. Unfortunately, I don't have an old bottle to compare it to, but I did like the old bottle for sure.
Well, the old bottle was better. I even have a cask strength 16 that I put up against cellar aged and the new cask strength, and the cask strength from 16 in the like squattier square bottle won out. I mean, it won out.
Okay. I mean, I would kind of agree with it. Everyone calls me the Makers dude, just because I got a lot of Makers. But like, I love Makers, but I love all bourbon, so I'm not the Makers dude. But I can tell you, there's a freaking difference.
Yeah,
there's something. Okay. It's a total change, and I would even say, you know, he just brought out like the regular 46. Even the new Maker's 46 cask strength, it's the same label but a red label.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm grabbing the wrong one, but yeah.
And that one is a red label, dude. I would even say it's a more noticeable than like regular Maker's 46.
Yeah, I got a little bit of the old one here.
I think the cask strength is way more noticeable to me.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that's where my issue lies. Like the new, the 40 or whatever. I don't know what proof it is. 92, something like that. I think that
for the regular is 94. I think.
Yeah, 94. Yeah,
94. Yeah. That stuff is a little bit closer to me, but I think the cask strength stuff, dude, is like.
So not quick side note here. So AZ bought the new bottle on my recommendation from this bottle. This was the recommendation, the old bottle, and he was like, "The new bottle is shit." And I was like, come on, man, it can't be that much different. So I went out and bought one, even though I had like 3 of these at the time. And he was right. Yeah, like I blinded them I did it 3 different times. Every single time I picked this one out as being lighter. Like it's younger. There's no way it's not younger. Like I swear this has to be like 2 years younger than this bottle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Knowing Maker's Mark, I don't think it's. I don't know. I'm just making this up. I don't think it's Maker or younger, but I think they're cutting corners somewhere.
So
I'll
just
throw them under the bus even more.
Yeah,
fair enough, Trev. I'm unsubbing. Just Oldman says so.
Yeah, just good old me. How about you suck my butt, dude? Send me a check.
All right, Bobby, what do you got coming up on the channel, brother?
So what I got coming up? Well, tomorrow on my channel specifically. Well, it looks like I'm going to do probably within the next week or so do a Patreon only live stream. I've never done a Patreon only live stream. Been kind of asking for it, so I may do that. Of course, they'll go out to the interwebs, the YouTubes after that. Yep. But actually, since we're talking about Maker's Mark, tomorrow night, I believe it's 5:45. I'm sure we'll get some stuff out on Instagram and all that crap. And I'm sure maybe the DRC has it out already. Tomorrow night, live stream on DRC, I'll be his guest. We're going to review the entire Maker's Mark wood finish series.
Ooh. I'll be there, right brother.
On. I was going to say,
that's cool.
So I think he's got Cellar Age too. So that and what's the one that just came out? There's another Makers that just came out. He's got that.
Heart Release.
Heart Release.
Yes, he's got that too. So we're going to be hitting all that, and I'm sure that's like 12 micro pours, and we're going to have more than that. We're going to warm up, and then we're going to have
feeling good.
Pours after. We're going to have like 14 or 15 pours. If you want to see someone really stupid,
yeah.
If
the
you
Dirty
want to see
RC bar
Bobby
tomorrow
chop
night,
a
people.
tree down.
Bobby's going to be pretty lit, is what he's saying.
I don't have to work the next day, so I'm good.
Nice. Myron, what do you got coming up, brother?
I've got the Elijah Craig toasted video coming out tomorrow.
Okay, that's the toasted rye, right?
Yes, sir. This is the toasted rye because you guys know if you are a fan of the channel, I'm not a big fan of Elijah Craig, just the regular toasted. I've got some glasses coming. They are not Glens. They are kind of shaped like Glens. They kind of go down like this, and then they swoop in at the bottom. So they are nosing glasses. Also, barrel pick coming up with 5 other channels. So we've got that coming out. It's a single malt American whiskey from Westward, and they are phenomenal. So we are working on the final details of that project. So that's pretty much the big 3 things I've got coming out.
Nice.
In
all right,
the near
right
future.
on. All right, Sean, what do you got coming up, brother?
Well, things will be changing very soon in the near future on both channels that I'm running, Mash and Metal and Whiskey Wars. So yeah, just stay tuned. You'll see.
All right.
It's good for me. I'm not sure how everyone else will feel about it, but we'll see.
We're gonna watch. Don't you worry. We'll be tuning in. And so for Bourbon School, we've got our regular report card video coming up Monday. We'll have a list on Wednesday. The ladies of Bourbon School are on right now with their French oaked video. We also actually, Myron, we're doing similar glasses. It's a Canadian Glen that we're getting the Bourbon School logo on. So those will be coming soon. And next Wednesday, we're going to be live streaming with actually a local woman. Her name's Jessica Stevens. She's got a company called Melior Forever, and they make cocktail cubes. And she has a advent calendar that's going to be on Uncommon Goods. So she's going to come on and talk about that. We're going to make cocktails from the cubes. And we're actually going to give away them as well. So that'll be next Wednesday, probably at the same time, 9 o'clock. Yes, and we'll have both the ladies of Bourbon School on with us.
So, Marianne, if you can mute your mic, that'd be great.
No, it's not me. Okay. So, Trev, go ahead. Why don't you tell us what you got coming up?
What do I got coming up?
Oh, it's all of us now. What's going on?
Hello. Hello. Is it me?
Trev is in a cave.
In the cave.
Bro, it's not me.
No, it's not you. It's all of us.
It's Brian. It's Brian and Leanne. We need a blunt. I need something. Like I haven't smoked in over 20 years. We need something to make this moment feel right.
Right.
I still hear it.
Woo! Hello.
Okay, we're good. It was for some reason Marianne's computer was doing that.
We're still echoing.
All right. Well, Trev, why don't we try to go ahead and tell us what you got coming up, and then we'll get out of here.
I got is matches. I don't have anything.
You get those demons out of here, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit.
Anyway, Trev, go ahead.
I will go ahead and say it's probably Bobby's fault.
Yes. Oh yeah! I'll take it.
Wow. Hold on.
There's so much echo.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, I didn't hear any echoing. I did.
Shit.
Yeah, all we got going on is I have nothing in the pipeline as far as videos go, but I got a lot of barrel picks coming.
What the hell's going on? Where is this echo?
She's trying to find out who's echoing. And look, the echo's gone.
Myron.
It's
We're good
Myron.
now. Okay.
Oh, we're good.
Myron, you piece of crap. Myron.
Wasn't me.
Damn it, Myron.
I don't know. We're good. So, Trev, go ahead. What barrel picks you got coming up?
So we have, dude, we got a lot. So in the pipeline, the next bottle we got coming up is a 17-year-old Mammoth Rye pick. It's rye, but it was finished for like 5 years. Get this. Blanton's barrel.
Whoa.
Say something cool.
It's a 17-year-old rye finished in a Blanton's barrel. That's coming. That's the
Okay.
5 years in a 5 years. So it went into the Mammoth barrel and then it went into a Blanton's for 5 years. Yes.
What proof did it go into Blanton's barrel?
138. Well, that's the proof. That's the proof of what it is now.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
I bet it came out at the bitch ass 93.
It's a rye that went into a Blanton's barrel. It's 138 proof.
Woo.
And I bet it came out at the bitch ass 93.
And it's 17 years old. So
Wow.
So
no such thing as
nearly nearly hazmat rye at 17 years old. That's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
finished 5
special.
years in a Blanton's. Yeah. It's
All right.
Wow.
it's kind of stupid. It's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
stupid. I cannot tell you guys the price
you
because
don't know yet.
what I can tell you is, well, they didn't tell me I could say this, but they told me not to tell you the price because there's no way that's right. And I was like, well, it better be freaking right.
So, Trev, how's that going to be available for people once it drops?
We're doing it.
Patreon.
It's going first into Patreon, but Ben asked earlier, so the Bourbon Wrench Patreon and the Whiskey Channel, Dave and Akira, Shelf Turds, whatever the freak you call them.
Right on.
It's us.
Wow.
So that one's
nice.
coming out. But then we also got we have a King's Family Distillery. It's a Tennessee distillery. I'm going to tell y'all guys right now, if you cannot get Midwinter Night's Dram,
Okay.
y'all need to keep your eyeballs peeled. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
And that's me like attacking Midwinter's Night's Dram. So
Fair.
distillery, you can suck it.
Coming for you. He's coming for you, High West. He's coming for you.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
it's that
good.
good. And we
All
got
right.
we got freaking very top secret. It's not top secret over here. Got Valentine Distillery.
Okay.
So if you guys like what the freak is that bottle called?
Don't
Guys
tell our
know.
secrets.
Valentine's.
Don't tell our secrets, Trev.
Mayor Pingree.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And if you guys like, I don't know if you guys know who the Bourbon Junkies are. They're a pretty small channel.
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
They have a barrel,
once or twice.
and those 2 barrels will be coming out.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
Hang out.
All right, guys.
Get weird.
Good
All
stuff.
right.
man.
Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate every one of you. If you have not subscribed to the Whiskey Six channel yet, please do. If you have not subscribed to all of these channels here, Bourbon Wrench, Whiskey Wars, Mash and Metal, Bourbon Drop, Bad X Bourbon, Bourbon Note, and Bourbon School, go ahead and do that tonight before you close your browser and close YouTube. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I think our next one, we're going to either go September 18th or 25th. Guest to be determined, but we'll figure that all out and give you plenty of notice. But make sure you subscribe to the Whiskey Six so you get those updates whenever they drop.
Spoiler: the guest from now on is just gonna be Trev. So
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, permanent guest maybe. Yeah, that was awesome.
I'll come on, man, and I like hanging out with you guys.
Trev, thank you so much for coming on. Bobby's going to get us out of here with some axe handle or some axe strikes. Go for it, brother.
Now that you can hear me, here we go. It's Bad Axe, people. Whoa, yeah, I made it. Do this. Yeah.
All right, guys, take care. Thanks, everyone.
Down a notch, right?
love you all.